Yo, it's your boy Dino, man, back in this thing with some more free game, man. And I just wanted to hop on here for like 2 or 3 minutes just to, again, give some perspective on social media and social media minds and how it keeps people from seeing wealth, and not only seeing wealth from a physical but a metaphysical perspective too, like in your mind, and how it also hinders your community and like the people in your circle and everything like that from getting to the bag too. For example, just straight to the point, not to waste nobody's time. Like for example, myself, Dino Spumoni Beatz, being able to tell the truth about things, like to look in a camera and look at my own reflection and say I am who I say I am as a wealth creator, and to know how to generate revenue as an entrepreneur regardless of the dollar amount. Like, it's not a money thing, it's about value. And I try to get people to understand that, like, if you look at things from a metaphysical plane, like not from a physical plane, like what do you do, and tell people what you do, like what kind of value do you add to the world as a person, as a human being, not a material matter, like as a human being. There's someone else out there in the world that needs what you got. And the only way you see that is if you are honest with your intentions and you keep it real. Because it's hard to look in the camera and look at your own eyes, like look in your own eyes, if you're not keeping it real about numbers and looking at your reflection. Like 57 million. Like a billion, a trillion. I'm uncomfortable with the trillion, but 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, like it's not that number. That number doesn't make me uncomfortable, but most people, it will make them extremely uncomfortable to talk about that number. Those numbers make some people uncomfortable. 60,000 might not make people uncomfortable. Like 100 million might make someone very uncomfortable. It only makes people uncomfortable, in my metaphysical opinion, is when they're not familiar with the sacrifice that comes with those numbers. Like 6 figures is very stressful. You know what I'm saying? 1 million is very stressful. 2 million, 100 million is very stressful for one person to manage. And I'm looking at it from a soldier's perspective, in lives. Like as a captain or as a lieutenant colonel or as a battalion commander, brigade commander, like planning war operations in that capacity. That's a lot of stress for one man, and I'm familiar with that. So to be a civilian and looking at that as a dollar amount and seeing what it does to a social media mind, it gives me perspective. Now I only focus on wealth for my individual family, and I realize the value of how I see things, and I search for people like that on YouTube. So I find some kind-hearted individuals that's really getting to the bag, man. Like the way these individuals generate wealth, and sorry, my kid, black stay-at-home fathers. The way these people generate wealth is amazing, and it's simple. It be simple things, not. It's things that wouldn't cost people a lot, but they wouldn't value it. They wouldn't value that. But I wanted to share that. And like, if you just show up and talk tell your truth and keep it real with yourself and the world. Let the world give you an A. My kids and my wife is working, but she ain't gonna have to work for long. You know what I'm saying? When she's finished working, then she won't have to work no more when she decides she doesn't want to. That's powerful, man. Like to know that you have that power. That is our dream, but it fits inside of the American dream. And I share that so everyone knows. You can literally do it right now too. If you show up and talk your shit, like tell people what you made, show people what you're made of, and show why you matter to the world. The boy Dino, peace.